So it's caused a great amount of concern with the people. Project of this magnitude and this importance to the local community is not properly disseminated to the local community.
And draw us a bit of a timeline. I mean, when did it first sort of come about in terms of council? When did you guys learn about it? How much later? Just draw us a bit of a timeline.
Yeah, the first most people found out through an information bulletin that went out and information session that was held on June 23rd. And by that time, council had already passed the motion months before that, indicating that they supported the project. And again, with no public consultation and no notification, it was actually done very quietly behind the backs of the constituents.
And how did that make? Well, first of all, how did you guys learn about it?
Well, we learned about it through the company that basically had an information meeting held to notify the people that this project was going forward, and trying to get stakeholders on board to sign up for land agreements, although they already had some people signed up already. That was a big surprise to most of the people in the community. So.
And how did that make you feel, just being kept in the dark?
Well, obviously not very good, and I think the evidence is out that these projects, these industrial wind turbines, cause a great amount of environmental harm, as well as harm to humans within proximity. And so for government to move forward on that without public consultation just wasn't acceptable to the local community. So a very strong movement came forward very quickly. People were on board very quickly to try and intervene and put a stop to this.
So the company did a public sort of session, and that's how people learned about it. What was that session like? If you could sort of take us through it.
Yeah, well, it was in my viewpoint, it was very misleading. It was very poorly done. It was sort of an open house where they had some very limited information that only talked about how the project was going to advance forward, and didn't really bring forward a balanced perspective on issues that were going to be confronted by the local people in the community once the project did go forward. So it was not well received, and again, this was only just one more step that concerned the local community to rally behind getting this turned around.
Do you know how many wind turbines might be slated for?
The numbers changed a few times. That's one of the things we found with the company tends to keep juggling the numbers around, but for the most part, from our understanding, it's up to 70 large industry scale wind turbines. The turbines are about 480 feet tall. They weigh over 400,000 pounds. They cause a tremendous amount of ground vibration and damage to the local environment. A lot of infrastructure has to go in place. So they're very, very large turbines, and for a community this size, that's a lot of wind turbines.
Yeah, you touched on the answer to my next question, but why are people against it?
The main reason really is the environmental damage and the problems associated with human health that are becoming very clear internationally. There's a number of governments now that have reversed their support for turbines because of the evidence that's coming forward.
You've clearly done this before, you know to wait.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to stop you.
So, you want me to wait a bit?
Maybe wait until it's out. Yeah. Yeah, and, even if you have some of the